Shankar Meembat from the Alternative Board, Milton Keynes. Today, I'd just like to talk to you a little bit about culture and how culture can add value to your company's business. So, what is culture? Culture is essentially the company's shared vision and values. For small businesses, especially owner-operated businesses, the company's culture pretty much reflects the owner's own vision and values. Having a culture defined and adopted uniformly within the business is essential to the company's success. That's because it provides a consistent way of working, a way of satisfying customers right across the company, whoever is dealing with it. So how do you ensure that the company culture is maintained as it grows? Maintaining the company culture as it grows is not just about defining the vision and values. It's also about communicating it and living the culture. So how can you use culture to the advantage of your business? Here are 5 steps or 5 R's on how to use culture to your advantage. First, make sure you have good representation of your culture. Think about your best employees. What are their best traits? How have they behaved? What are common between those group of employees? As you go through it, you'll possibly start coming up with value words and phrases. Bounce those off to see if they truly represent the culture that you envision. Next is about revealing this culture to the rest of the team, to your customers, to your suppliers, and very importantly, to your own staff. Use stories about why each of those culture statements came about and examples of how you or some of the staff have lived the culture leading to greater results. The next R stands for reinforce, and that's about making sure that you walk the talk on the culture. Lead by example, but also make sure that the culture is visible. Maybe at meetings, pick up an example of how a culture is actually implemented. The next R is for recruit, recruiting the right people. Recruit for who they are. Make sure in the recruitment process, the culture, the vision, the values are out front. Ask for examples as to what those would mean to the candidate and how they would implement them. Remember, it is so much easier to find the right person with the culture and add functional knowledge to them than the other way around. And lastly, reevaluate. Getting advantage of culture is not a one-time effort. It's not about just defining and communicating, but it's also about making sure that you check that over and over again at regular intervals. When I work with small businesses, I often do an exercise where I get the business owner to define what the culture is and the employees to do that separately. And believe me, they don't match most of the time. So it's important to make those checks on regular intervals and take corrective actions when needed. To summarize, to ensure that culture can be used as a tool for success, use the 5 R's. Representation, make sure that the culture statements that you use represent the best of your people. Reveal, take care about how you communicate the culture to your stakeholders, the staff, the suppliers, the customers, and so on. Third, reinforce, walk the talk, practice what you preach. Recruit, make sure that you hire in for the culture, not try to build the culture after. And finally, continuously reevaluate. Thank you very much. This is Shankar Meembat of the Alternative Board, Milton Keynes.